Okay, we're going to pull the hub off here now, and your axle sitting right inside here. This is your hub. Okay, this is real easy to work on now. Everything is disassembled except for the top ball joint at the top. It just keeps everything together, and it's easy to move around. And what I did was just clean everything up and make sure there was no dirt that would get in there. So just some brake clean, and this seal, make sure this first lip is all clean, there's no debris in there. Over the months and years, you pressure washer or whatever, you can get dirt right down in that first lip, and then there's a second lip in the back, and it's this first area right here that can collect a lot of garbage over the years. So make sure that's all clean out, and because these seals, you want to check to make sure they're not cracked or ripped or anything, and or fishing line stuck in there. So just make sure they're cleaned up good, because we're going to use it over again. And one thing I would suggest, though, if you're a person that does a lot of water riding, a lot of mud, that you replace these seals because that's imperative to keep all the crap out of that bearing. Okay, when you're deep water and you're running some big tires, things are flexing. There are tolerances there, but nothing's absolutely perfectly tight, and so you want to make sure these seals are sealing good for you. Okay, what we're going to do, show you a little trick, and a lot of people don't know this. The bearing in these there's a row of bearings on this side and one on this side, and inside you'll see a line, and you can take your finger and spin half the bearing and then go to the back and spin the other half. Okay, there's actually a split right in here. It's that split that's without popping this bearing out and packing it, you can split this bearing just enough. You just use your finger and open it up. You can feel it, the gap's opening up, and in that gap is where we're going to take grease, and we're going to just keep packing grease in that crack. And when you start packing that grease, you're going to start seeing grease come out on the outer edge here. Okay, I just did one batch of grease in there, and it still needs more, but just grab you some grease and enter it inside there. And this hub works great because you can use your index finger and your thumb, and you just keep pushing it in, and you got to go back in and pull some more grease because it'll squirt every which direction. But it is really easy to do. It's just a little time consuming, but see, it's all disappeared, and it's because I'm pushing it in that crack, and I just got to keep working. Okay, all that grease I just put in is in that bearing right now. Okay, and about one more application, and you can either spin the bearing or you can start pressing up this way. Okay, and it's easier just to get up there and push grease up on the top end like that. Okay, anyway, after it's all said and done, you're going to make sure everything's clean. Make sure your inner seal is all clean also, and as is with your outer. And then you're going to reassemble everything. Make sure you use the proper torques on everything. Your service manual will tell you exactly what torques you need to set it at. Don't reuse old cotter pins. Put in fresh ones. Don't forget to use your blue Loctite in places where blue Loctite is supposed to be. And work in a clean environment. Make sure all your working area is clean that you're going to be working on, so you don't contaminate other areas. So anyway, that's the trick. You can do that to all four corners, and there's other ATVs you can do this to, but this King Quad, it's a good teaching example. And if you do this once a year, and you're just a regular rider like me, I mean, I drive a lot, but I'm not in deep creeks and ponds all the time, okay? And I do water crossings, but I'm not in them for very long. And but if you know, if you do this, if you're like myself, if you do it every 2-3 years, you're doing fine. At least once a year if you're doing deep water. And if you're racing and in mud and things like that and competitions, before you go out to the racetrack, you better take everything apart and grease it up, or you know, you're going to be spending a lot of money, bearings, time and effort, seals, and all that. Okay, all right, I'm going to put this back together. Nyrock out, and thank you for watching. Bye.